couldn't get my computer for some reason. The dock wasn't working, so I couldn't even access anything. So I had to restart it. Hey, Sheepishness and Shashari, how's everybody doing? Happy Friday. It's finally Friday. You are correct. Woo woo. M.W. Jones and Palm Tree Beach. Hey, everybody. Angelica and Luis. Am I saying that right? Luis, Carly, Connor, Roxy, Karen, Janelle, Official Lilac. I know, it's finally Friday. How was everybody's week? Yes, Sean is here. He's actually just getting coffee. Got off the phone. That's why we don't have a DJ. Worker. No DJ yet. Hi, Pops. Hi, Julie. Hi, Edward. Hey. Whoop, whoop. I know, we are all here. Hey, Lucy B. And Tori. Oh, you love my karaoke. I know, I owe you guys another karaoke. Don't think I forgot. 9 to 5. It's coming your way. I just haven't had a chance. And since we're going out of town this weekend, we're going to Mammoth. I'm very excited. I just finished packing mostly. We're leaving today between 12, like noon and 1. And that's why I'm doing the live stream so early, because I don't think I could live stream on the drive. I don't think the service would be good enough. Hey, Helma. Thank you so much. Woo, woo, woo. It's 4 a.m. there, Rachel. Wow. Yeah, happy St. Patty's Day, you guys. Thanks, Angelica and Bexlep and Lucy B. Woo, woo. And Raina David, am I saying that right? That's such a cool name. Jilly, thank you guys for all the likes. Oh my God, we're already at 1,300 likes. Woo woo. Oh, my green, I know. Do I have any green? I actually don't. I guess I deserve to be pinched. Sean doesn't have any green on either. Today is Sean's birthday, and I haven't given him his gift yet, so don't let. I know you all know what it is, but no spoilers. Don't tell him. Thanks, Keely. Woo woo woo. So that's why we're going to Mammoth, is for Sean's birthday to celebrate. Happy birthday, honey. He's being quiet. He's the quiet, silent type today.
No, I was trying to log on.
I was trying to log on. Oh.
I'm trying to see my online girlfriend.
My online girlfriend. Oh, thanks, Julie P. The funny thing about this lip color, do you guys ever... I don't buy a lot of girly items. I buy things mainly just for makeup for this, and if I'm going out, you need a good... I like a good lip gloss. But of course, as per usual, when I finally like something, they stop making it. So they don't make this anymore, but I'm like at the very bottom of it, like just a little, just one more time. That always happens to me. Oh, Nazanin is singing it to you. Happy birthday. Oh, Sarah, yeah, no Sunday. I'm glad you're able to get on. I try to tweet about it. I got to get better. But anyway, so I'll get better at like having set times and days so you guys can all prepare and you kind of know. Oh, thanks, Lorena. My eyebrows. I'm going to post on Instagram. Does anybody follow Man Repeller like I do? I find her to be hilarious and wonderful. And she was talking about this eyebrow gel that was the same price. I want to say it was like $20 for this big tube of it. And it's the same price I was paying for my other eyebrow gel. But she was like, this is amazing. It's going to change your life. And it just came in the mail the other day. And it is amazing. It's going to change my life. I'm going to post it on Instagram. So if you guys are interested, you can get it. Because I like stuff like that sometimes. I get excited. So, yeah, eyebrow gel. It's a thing. It's like colored. And because I have a big, huge scar in this eyebrow. And if I don't put gel in it, it like flops. So you see, it looks like I have a little bald patch. Information you maybe are interested in. Probably not. Oh, thank you guys for all the likes. Oh my God, we're almost to 4,000 likes. So what do we want? Yeah, like a cowlick kind of, but more like, yeah, it's like a scar cowlick. Because you know a scar, like hair doesn't grow through a scar. So it's like, I've got a bald spot. My eyebrow is balding. It has eyebrow pattern baldness. Is that a thing? Oh, the scar. Of course, gamer girl. I'm so glad that everybody can be part of the community. And if any of you are new, if you hop over to my YouTube channel, if you don't know who I am, I primarily have a YouTube channel, Kati Morton, just like my name on YouNow. And you can hop over there, and I have. Be careful. I don't like that. It already was freaking out. I had to move it.
Why did you snap?
Yeah, he's moving the light, and it was already spasming when I tried to start the live stream. So that's your warning if there's some strobing. But anyways, if you're new, there's a whole playlist on my YouTube channel. Just, it says new, start here, and then give you a better idea of what I do over there. But our goals, I was talking about something else. I get really distracted, you guys. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, my eyebrow. How I got the bald patch. That was the question. Thanks, Navana Sparkles. Woo, woo. I don't know how old I was. I was a toddler, and I was toddling around, and I tripped, you know, little kids fall down, and I tripped and fell into my mom has, and she still owns the piece of furniture today. It's like a china hutch. Like, why do people own china hutches? I have no china to put in said hutch. But my mom owns a china hutch. And I whacked myself on like the corner of it, and I had to go get stitches. And my mom calls that the babysitter loss. Like it was we lost the babysitter. She never came back because I think I scared her. So yes, I was totally toddling around April. Yeah, but it was fine. It's just like, you know, wounds in your head bleed more than other parts. So I think that really traumatized her. Yeah, so anyway, that was how that happened. Oh, Simply Jenna, I put your thing in the mail. Oh, you just got some stuff. Oh, more giveaways. Okay, so we have giveaway stuff. For any of you, I gotta move the box. And I did hear from, I'm pulling it around, you guys. It's so heavy because it's full of so many goodies. I heard from Megan that I do have her permission to give this away. Farting animals. Don't we recall? This was, you guys, it's a farting monkey. It doesn't get better than that. And you get, the faces, what? Anyways, so Megan said that I have her permission to, why does it do that? We've got to back it up or something, honey. It didn't do it in the living room. I think it might be because the wall is white and it's bright, and if I tilt down, so sorry if it strobes. But I have her permission to give that away. Oh, hey, Wade. I'm good. How are you? And so, today's live stream is 90 minutes. We're going to go until 11:30. I'm going to try to be pretty strict about that today. Usually I just kind of go because I like hanging out. And actually, it really starts my day off right. So thank you all for hanging out with me. But Sean is playing the lotto over there. Are we a winner? We're a winner.
Make it rain.
Everybody's a winner. Oh, I'm sorry, Wade.
Oh, I got the applause.
Oh, you got applause.
I think that's a Lady Gaga.
I think that applause. Oh, thanks, Jory. Yeah, I love hanging out with you guys, and so I have to, but I have to go because our friend Joe is coming to get us to go to Mammoth, and so I have to finish packing all my toiletries and getting everything together, and yeah, so we got to get all that stuff going and take out the garbage and, you know, basic things when you leave a house. You don't want to come back to it reeking of garbage. But yeah, I'm doing really well. Tanel. Hey, Tanel. Mammoth. Okay, Mammoth is about five hours from here, honey.
Yeah.
4.5, 5 hours, depending on how crazy of a driver you are.
And
yes.
There's good history with you and I there.
Yes, there is a good history with Sean and I. So Mammoth is about 5 hours northeast of where we are. We're in Santa Monica, if any of you don't know, kind of a northern part of Los Angeles. And technically we're not in LA. Santa Monica is its own town, but we're in like a northern part of LA. And it's about 5 hours northeast in the Sierras. And so it's in the mountains, and it's just so beautiful, you guys, and it's super quiet. And it's always been like a getaway for Sean and I. Back in the day when I was doing 5 videos a week, I've done some videos from Mammoth because it's always been kind of our getaway. Thanks, Brett, the kitty cat. Woo, woo, woo. And I'll take tons of pictures, and follow me on Snapchat and Instagram because I will snap, you know, probably not going down the mountain because even though I've been snowboarding since I met Sean, so for almost 9 years, I forget how long we've been together. It's near a park, Jory. Mammoth itself it's not a national park or anything, but next to it.
It's in the Sierras.
Yeah, it's in the Sierras, but the national park, we leave the national park before we get in there because I've seen it on the drive. Is it the 14 we take out? Something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, but Sean and I used to go all the time. Thanks, Alyssa. Woo, woo. We used to go there and spend so much time, and that's actually where Sean proposed. And I actually have a photo. I wonder if you can see. Let me see if I can pick you up. Can you see? Do we see? I don't know. Where is it? There. Do you see? That was when we got engaged. Was that rough for you? I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't move the camera. It was like hard because it's on my laptop, so it's not like my phone where I can like easily flip it. But yeah, so that's where he proposed. Yeah, those are pictures that were put together for my bridal shower all those years ago. Be 4 years this July. So anyway, that's just a little nauseous, I'm sure, Shashari. Sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, so anyways, that's where we're going this weekend, so we're going to spend some time. But if you want to see what I'm up to, you know, always you can follow me on Instagram and Snapchat. And I try to do most, I mean, are my days exciting? Do you guys enjoy that stuff? It's mostly, blah, 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 mostly or mainly. Pick a word, Katie. Pick a word. It's mostly just, thanks, Letitia, what I'm up to and what I think is funny often. Where I'm like, oh my God, how is that real life? Thanks, Ashley W. Woo, woo, woo. I know an Ashley W. She's a good friend of mine from way back in the day. Okay. Ooh, Nabel, is that how you say it, Nabel? Thank you, you guys. And Melinda's here. Everybody's here. Okay, so we have a ton of giveaways. At 50,000 likes, we always do a giveaway. Thanks, Krista.
What is the 100,000 like? I don't even know.
Oh, do you guys hear that?
They're coming to get you.
Hopefully, if I'm in danger. Those are the people that save your life, I think. Because it sounds like a fire truck, like an EMT. Thanks, Krista. Woo, 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 woo. So, you got the swearing coloring book in. That's awesome. Awesome.
I think you should be sponsored by coloring
Thanks,
books.
Jennifer. Woo, woo. I know coloring books. Does anybody know a coloring book company that should sponsor us? So we have a ton of giveaways, and we can pick what's going to be given away last week. On Wednesday, we gave away a t-shirt that's coming to Jenna. I put it in the mail the other day. Thanks, Carly, for the likes and Loopy Lucy talks. That's fun to say. I know there's a swearing coloring book. I think I have the swearing color. Melinda, if you don't recall, sent us a bunch of giveaway stuff. And one of them is the Italian and English swear words. It's educational and expressive. I love it. But I think maybe today the turtle, do you think it's the turtle necklace? That's been up for grabs and people have been wanting that, as well as the plushy unicorn. So maybe those will be the things. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, see, turtle, Jen Asbell, we agree, turtle, see? Okay, so let's get in. Thanks, Simply Jenna, for the likes. So 50,000 likes, we'll do the giveaway. Since I still am backed up with a song at 75, what would you guys want to do at 75,000 likes? Nazanin got her turtle, her plushy turtle.
Turtle. What was his name?
His name was Sheldon Myrtle the Turtle Morton. It's quite the name. But I think he can handle it. Thanks, Navana Sparkles. Woo woo. Yeah, Sheldon. Nazanin's telling it. So I don't know. Also, you guys, I just have to spend a second here, more than a second, obviously, to thank my Patreon patrons. I have had in the past 2 or 3 weeks, I had 2 people pledge $250 a month, and just this morning I woke up to someone that had pledged $500 a month.
What does that mean? What do you do with
You
that?
guys blow my mind. Without you, I couldn't do what I do. So I just want a heartfelt thanks to all of my Patreon patrons. Every dollar helps. And it's not just the large donations. Those are just, it's like, it blows my mind. Our community's just, you guys, it's amazing. That's a lot of money. And I'm just really appreciative. Know how much it means to me and how thankful I am.
Maybe you can pay a credit card.
And that was just great. It was just crazy. It's like, I know. Thanks, sheepishness. So anyway, that was just, sending some extra love. And what it means, like $250 a month, we get an hour hangout each month on like Skype or Google Hangout, just the 2 of us to chat and catch up. And then at $500 a month, the funny thing is that I never thought anybody would pledge that much. And so I said, I'll sing you a song, whatever song you want. You just let me know. So it's almost like the karaoke, but at a whole nother level. And so I don't know if they want me to sing them a song, but I definitely will. And each time you go up the levels, you continue to get the others. So,
well, basically, what's allowing you to do though is now you can bring in other professionals, and you're now you can. It's basically allowing you to do a better broadcast, right?
Sean wants to do he wants to tell you all about it. He's telling you. I think they can hear you. Josephina, you go to Patreon. Do you want to put the link in, Sean? You go to my Patreon account, and then you just select anything from $1 up to whatever. Oh, we got a new subscriber, Steffi Eve. Woo, 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 woo. But anyways, what Patreon does is it allows me to honestly continue creating my channel, to spend more time doing it, and to bring on more professionals. Like you see, I've had Alexa come on and film some videos. I've had Barry come on. And I actually just polled all of you on Patreon to see what other professionals you wanted. And the top 2, if I remember, one was like, you want to bring Alexa back, which I think we're going to do one more video together.
Alexa's a trauma specialist.
Yes, Alexa
Barry's
is
a psychiatrist.
Yeah, Alexa's a trauma specialist and Barry's a psychiatrist. And then the other one, I believe, was like a yoga instructor. You guys, I was so surprised. I thought I knew what you wanted, but that's why I pull you, so you can tell me. Thanks, Simply Jenna. Thanks, Carly, for putting that link in there. Woo-hoo. So that's how you become. Oh, thanks, Rachel. So yeah, and Sarah, thank you. You guys are amazing. It's just amazing. I don't even know. So anyway, no, they don't just volunteer their time. Some people have, Barry's a good friend of mine, and he, people do volunteer, but some people require you to pay them to be there, and it also takes a lot of time out of their schedule. And, we just have to be respectful of people's time. So, yeah. Anyways, I know, right? I want to win the lottery, too. You and me, sheepishness, I'm totally on board with that. Whenever we win the lottery. Okay. So, anyway, that's just a little, I'm just excited. Thank you, guys. Okay, let's answer some of your questions, because it's time to get into, if I have my control to scroll mug, let's get this scrolling, this chat going. Okay. Tori says, I just got out of inpatient, would like to know how to reintegrate back home. This is a great question. And the truth of it is that, I know I don't play the lottery either, Sophie. She said me, even though I don't play the lottery, I never do either. But imagine that we could win it, right? That's what I do. When we get out of inpatient, I think the hardest thing is to figure out where we go from there and how do we interact with people in our, like, I always call it kind of like our old life, like our sick life. Not that our whole life before treatment was terrible, but I'm just saying that, like, we often had, like, rituals and certain people and things that we would do or not do to feed into. Thanks, Catalix. Did I say that right? Woo, 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 woo. To utilize our unhealthy behavior, and we had certain things we did and places that we went, and so a lot of that can be triggering. It can be really difficult. The thing I always tell my clients is to, if you're able, firstly, to step down slowly. Go from inpatient. Thanks, Realist. Woo, 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 you guys. And Landis, using those spins. Woo, woo. Okay. So then we, Julie M., we want to step down to a day program if we can, and then to an outpatient program so that it's not such a drastic change, because inpatient is like, thanks, Navana Sparkles. Because inpatient is so intensive and we have care around the clock. And I think that when we go from that to like outpatient, where you see me or your dietitian or doctor or whatever, like therapist saying me, once or twice a week, and that's really it, we need to make sure that we're using the tools in the meantime. So I encourage you to keep a certain schedule when you get home and to plan with your therapist before you get out of inpatient. But if you're already out, just start putting together a plan for each week, for each day, for each moment. What are the things we want to do? What time do we want to put aside for like therapy homework? And what time at night do we want to journal? And all of those different things we can put together and put in place so that we still have structure, we're still using our tools, and we have supports. And so letting your therapist know if you're struggling, talking to your friends about it, making sure you have people around you. Ooh, orbiting around. First of all, amazing name. Also, you're a new subscriber. Welcome to the community. Woo woo. So that's just my advice. Keeping a structure, keeping a plan, and using your tools. Got it? Because it's really hard, and it's okay if we slip up. Remember, not all is lost. We can slip up and have a miny little oops, and then we got to get back up. A mini. Jeez, Katie. You guys, I haven't even had a full cup of coffee. I've been like trying to pack and stuff. But we can have mini slip-ups, but get back up and keep at it because it does continue to get better. Oh, Simply Jenna said she used my tips for anxiety in therapy. Yay, I hope it was helpful. Woo woo. Let me know. And if you guys want more videos or certain things, you always know. Oh, Ashley W., new subscriber. Woo woo. That's a pretty picture. Are you out in a field? Are you a country girl?
She's outstanding in her field.
Yeah. Sean's being so punny. Thanks, Sadie girl. Woo woo. Sadie girl shared the cutest thing with me the other day. I hope you don't mind if I share this. Her son, he used me against her. Ooh, Brady Spalding. Did I say that right? Brandy Spalding. Yeah, wow, you guys.
20 subscribers.
Woo woo. Thank you, Brandy, for becoming a new subscriber. So Sadie girl's her son, she was like, it's time to go to bed, and he wanted to watch something that he enjoys watching. She's like, no, I told you it's time to go to bed. Thanks, Keely. And then I just thought it was so cute because he's like, Mom, how would you feel if you didn't get to watch Katie for a couple of days? Because he hadn't watched his favorite show in a couple of days. And she was like, Sneaky sneak. Okay, just this once. One show, then bedtime. I loved it. It was so cute. Thanks, Simply Jenna. Okay, back into the questions, you guys. I know, super smart Carly, right? I thought it was so cute. When she messaged me that, I was like, it made my day. I had to tell Sean and everything. Okay, Sheepishness says, thanks, Kennedy. Does thought stopping take practice? It's not working, and I can't look at my little brother without getting horrible thoughts of him getting hurt. I think that's also, you guys have the greatest questions. And thank you to all of you who are inviting your fans and capturing moments. That really helps too. So Simply Jenna, what's a budget? That's okay. You just come hang out. That's totally fine. When we're doing thought stopping, it takes a lot of practice because in a way we're like retraining our brain. And I find that it's going to be exhausting. So you don't have to do it every time, but I find it gets faster. We get faster at it. We get faster at stopping the thoughts. We get faster at noticing when they're starting to creep in, and they go away more quickly with practice. And so, yeah, Sabrina, just keep trying, when you're really worried to look at you. Letitia, woo, woo, woo. Subscriber. Oh, and I also was opening up her package. She sent all these beautiful dish towels.
Those are awesome. New Zealand.
Sorry that it strobed. It did it again.
We should move to New Zealand.
I know. New Zealand's...
We're moving. I made the decision.
Do you guys remember this? Things to look forward to in New Zealand. Remember? From last time. I don't think we gave him a name, did we? He or she, whatever we would like to call, said sheep. I put him next to Kiwi, though, the other one. I have a big version of that. But sheepishness, speaking of sheepishness, keep at it. It does get better because it's almost like our brain, it's not almost, our brain is really adaptive. And it gets everything gets easier and faster with practice, good or bad. And so that's why often when we're in recovery, when we first start, we feel like we don't even have any time to stop the actual action. Like, let's say it's self-injury. Oh, good, Wade. Oh, new puppy. Can you send us a picture on Twitter or something? Tag me. I want to see said puppy. But our brain gets really quick at stuff like that. And whether it's good or bad. And that's why a lot of, ooh, Steffi, thank you. Woo, woo. And so when we first try something, like when I tell people to try to put off self-injury for, 10 minutes or eating disorder behavior, they're like, I don't have any time to think about it. It just happens. I don't even know how am I supposed to do that. It just happens. That's because our brain is so wired for it and it happens really quickly. Oh, Lee says,
thank you, Lee McKenna.
Thank you, Lee. I know Lee. Okay. I think Lee is a Patreon patron as well. Right, Lee? Is that the same Lee? Okay. Allison is asking, Allie B. Oh, yeah. Definitely you can show me if you guessed, Wade. Allie says, can you talk about high-functioning anxiety? I've seen many videos about that lately. I actually just added Allie to, I think it's a Thursday video that I filmed. I believe it'll go up in a couple weeks. I filmed 2 Thursday videos at once. I usually don't, but it's because we're traveling and we're going to Amsterdam, so I'm trying to kind of get ahead. About high-functioning depression. And I think that the main message that I wanted to get across even in that video, and it'll come out soon, like I said, but when a lot of us are extremely resilient, and that's actually a topic that I would like to address more and something that I'll probably look into more and read about. Maybe it's something that if I have Alexa back on, that we talk about, because I know it has a lot to do, resiliency is really important when it comes to trauma therapy. But everybody has a different level of resilience. And it's not something that's your fault or something that you are supposed to do to feel better or make yourself better or make your resiliency better or any of that. But that is what plays into how well we can manage mental illness or stressors or struggles that we have. And so a lot of us, even though we have really bad anxiety, really bad depression, on a quote-unquote rating scale, it would say that we are struggling, having a hard time, we still are able to get up and get out of bed because we know we have to and we don't have options.
Yoitz potato.
Oh, yoitz! Yoitz potato!
Is that a different yoitz?
That's not Brittany Ann, I'd assume, but I think it's someone who knows that our joke of yoitz. So I think that it's something that when we know we don't have a choice and we have to get up and we have to get out of bed and we have to function because otherwise we can't pay our bills or we're going to get kicked out of school or whatever could happen. I think that, sorry, I get distracted with all of the chat. It's very normal, and it doesn't make your issues any less than. We don't need to rate, and this is my biggest frustration. What I said in the video is I get really pissed off about treatment and levels of care and systems of care in different areas. Thanks, Erica. Woo, woo, woo. Because they make us, they like turn us away. Like I've heard from some of you, like Nikki had told me that she got turned away at the hospital, just sent home after a horrible, horrible situation. And that's not how it should be. We shouldn't have to be at the end of our rope at the bottom of the barrel at the shittiest time of our life in order to get help. And so I encourage any of you, even if you're high functioning, even if you're able to still do everything, because that doesn't mean that your suffering is any less. That just means that you're able to just like rise above, like through sheer determination. And everyone's ability to do that's going to be different, but you shouldn't be, punished for still being able to persist just because you have to, because that's your reality. That's what's happening, right? That's how you feel. And so I would encourage any of you, if you're turned away, keep going back, keep reaching out, keep speaking up, because sometimes you have to scream to be heard, but just because you're able to quote unquote function doesn't make your pain or suffering any less. Okay? That's the end of my soapbox. And that's kind of what I say in the video. So you got a little sneak peek of what it's going to sound like. Okay. Yeah, Mama Brown Bear says that she feels like her psychiatrist minimized her condition. I would mention that. I would say something. Thanks, orbiting around. Woo, 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 woo. I would, speak up. Let them know. Feel like you could say, last session felt really invalidating. And like give them an example of something that happened so that they know what's upsetting to you so that they can make you feel a little bit better. Okay, you guys. 15,000 likes. We're almost to 16,000. Oh, Lady Peters is here. She has the best hair. I watch her on Instagram, and
it's true, right?
It's like
it's like okay.
It's amazing.
Great hair.
Yes, of course, Steffi. You just have to let me know what it is. Oh, thank you, orbiting around. I was gonna guess somebody who would like to be our guest, who hasn't been on in a while. I like to spread the love a little bit. Let's see. Okay. Oh, Steffi, there you are. You asked, and you shall receive. I hope you're ready. Don't be nervous. We're super friendly over here. Oh, thanks, Simply Jenna. Yeah, Sean and I went to the ballet. We were like fancy. It's really because Sean did some work for American Ballet Theater, and they were nice enough to get us some really cool tickets and let us come hang out and see the world premiere of Whipped Cream.
I was just excited to see Pee Wee Herman, I gotta be honest.
Pee Wee Herman was there, and Sean was super stoked on that. And he actually does a really good Pee Wee Herman impersonation. By the way, I do. It didn't connect. And you guys never see that. That always drives me crazy. It said it was trying to connect, and then it didn't. Okay, let's have Melinda on. She's been waiting. And she, if you recall, sent us all the wonderful giveaways. The coffee mug, the poems. Hi! Oh, we're in your car!
Where are we going?
Hi, Melinda. Can you see us? Oh, you can hear us. I see. Are you headed somewhere with your mom? She can't talk right now. Okay, I'll drop you. Sorry. I just saw you waiting in the queue and thought we'd come say hi. But big shout out to Melinda because she sent out all of the giveaways other than the unicorns, which came from Michelle, if I remember correctly. Shout out to Michelle for sending all of those. Am I right? It's Michelle, you guys? I believe so. We got a helicopter ride. You guys know how
get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper, Allie B. I love it so much. Get to the chopper. Sean does a much better. Like I said, I don't impersonate people very well.
I love how everyone writes it. Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper. It's hit the deck. It's so awesome. I love it. Thanks, Allie. Woo, 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 woo.
That made my day.
That was awesome. Of course, Taylor. What's your question? I'll have to find it. Yes, I'll try, Melinda. Just remind me. Just shout it out in the text or send it across the screen, and I'll definitely try to guest you again. I know it makes me smile every time too, Allie. Thank you. I love it so much. Get to the chopper. I know. I don't know who that is. Okay, Keely loves it. It makes Keely smile too. Thanks, Allie, for brightening all of our days. Okay, let's see. Someone was asking if I saw their question. Was it Terry or... Oh, Steffi, you asked your question in chat too. Sean, do you see Steffi's question? I'm looking, you guys. If you asked them, can you ask them again? I know. Thanks, Allie. You're the best. You're the best. Okay.
No, thanks, Carly.
What'd she say? Oh, you guys. Oh, Amy S. Thank you, Amy. I've got your book. Can you see the little tippy top of it? Pew, 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 pew. Other way, other way, other way. Why is that so hard for me to do? So, okay.
Sheepishness.
Oh, she found it. Yay, yeah. I've got it.
You got it?
Yeah, thanks.
You want me to put it on the screen?
Yeah, happy St. Patty's Day, Maddie. No, I've got it, babe. Okay, it says, I finished therapy. So this is Steffi's question. It says, I finished therapy due to NHS restrictions and also just went through a breakup. I don't know how to deal with it all. Breakups, I think we talked about this was it on Wednesday, guys? We talked a little bit about breakups and how bad they can be. I have to fight the urge to sing a song with that because, like, breaking up is hard to do. Who is that sings that song?
I think it's YouNow.
Well,
I love you. That's a good one, Allie.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so when we don't have therapy and we're going through a hard time, the truth is that we still know the tools that we learned in therapy. And I know I say this a lot, but therapy is not just something that we have to continually be in. I know that that's not possible for most of us. And it's not something that's not the goal of therapy. I don't strive to continue seeing my clients forever. I strive to give them tools and techniques that they can use so that they don't need me anymore. That means that I'm doing my job. And if they're, seeing me for years and years and years, then that means I'm probably not doing my job. And I think that the thing that you need to remember is that you probably learned some tools and to go back to those. Breakups are difficult. And something that I would encourage you to do during this time is to journal out all of the sadness. Grieve the loss of the relationship. I don't think people talk enough about that either. I know there's like a theme, I feel like lately, it's like grief in life. When we grieve, like I talked about chronic illness before and depression, how we have to grieve the loss of like what we thought our life was going to be or what it was going to look like or how it was going to feel. I think we have to do that when we lose relationships too. And this might apply to friendships, family relationships, but we're talking about romantic relationships, right? We're talking about a breakup. And I think you have to grieve the loss of that relationship if you weren't the one to end it and you weren't ready for it to be over. And let yourself be sad about it. It's okay to be sad. And so I would encourage you to let yourself feel sad. I find that breakups get harder and harder for us. Ooh, thanks, Keely. Woo woo. I think that breakups get harder and harder for us because we don't let ourselves feel it and we just stuff it down and try to keep moving on. But it's okay to take a break. It's okay to feel like shit and it's okay to cry and it's okay to be sad about it and to talk to people about it. Oh, me too, Allie. We have the best community, you guys. Yay. Oh, good. Good, Lady Peters. I'm glad. Okay. But I want to talk a little bit more about it because I think that grieving that loss and letting yourself feel sad is fine. And take the time and don't let anybody tell you you should be over it. He was or she was such a loser or I don't know. Those people aren't helpful. The truth is you just need to feel sad. So if that person, don't be around those types of people. Just let yourself feel it. And then because you're having, it totally takes time. And no one can tell you how long it's going to take for you. But I find the more I talk about it with people who are supportive, whether that be a therapist. I know in this situation we don't have a therapist, but if you have a therapist, you can talk about that with them or friends or family or people who love and support you. Talk about it, write about it, and then start using your therapy tools. Then I want you to talk positively about yourself. The breakup is not something, Palm Tree Beach premiere.
Oh, darn. I used the wrong thing.
Oh, he meant to just send it in chat. I was like, what am I supposed to know? What's happening? But then I want you to take some time after all this grieving and being sad and even during this. And I want you to write down reasons that person cared about you, things maybe positive that they said. And then I want you to love on yourself a little. I want you to talk about things that you like about yourself and things that make you feel good and what you appreciate about your body and who you are. And take time and write down at least 5 things a day. 5 things a day. It's not a lot. But I really think that you should take time for that because don't let a breakup make you think that you're not worth it or that something's wrong with you because truthfully, relationships end for many reasons, most of which is that it's just not right. And I know that sounds really silly to say, but one of my favorite country songs with regard to this is The Broken Road by Rascal Flatts. Anybody know it? But it's true that you're going to go through these things. You're going to think that person's the one, or you're going to think that it's right, but really it's not. And it's best for you that you move on. And you still have things to offer, and you're still amazing and wonderful. Do you hear me? You're still amazing and wonderful. So write about it, okay? Okay. Sarah Ann says, is there, or asks, she doesn't say, she's asking, is there a way to move forward without re-traumatizing yourself and not shutting yourself in? Move forward in treatment, Sarah, I assume. I really think that there definitely is a way to move forward if we're working through trauma without re-traumatizing ourselves, or to move forward in relationships if we've had a traumatizing relationship in the past. Yeah, of course, Steffi. I hope that that was helpful. I know it's hard. Know that we're thinking of you and sending extra love your way, okay? But the truth about re-traumatizing ourselves is that's why it's so pivotally important to see someone who knows what they're doing. You need to see a trauma specialist. You need to see, someone who's a good therapist, who listens to you, who doesn't go too fast and make you process through something before you're ready. We need all of that stuff to be going in our favor to make sure that we don't get re-traumatized. Because if someone pushes you too fast in recovery, if a therapist moves too quickly when you're trying to process the trauma, if someone goes through all of that too quickly, you can be re-traumatized. Because if we're entering back into that memory and we're forcing you to go through it detail by detail before you're ready, you may dissociate, you may have flashbacks, and you may re-traumatize yourself. So be very careful, Sarah. But there are ways. It's just all about pacing. It's all about you feeling safe and secure enough to do it, and the person that you're working with, your therapist or EMDR treatment, whoever you're seeing, to make sure that they listen to you and watch you for any signs, and you have certain signs and symptoms you show to let them know that you need to take a break and it's enough for today. Okay? Oh, Lily, I'm so glad that my videos helped with your the bipolar videos were helpful. Woo, woo, woo. You guys, I was going through all of the old videos because my channel a while back, if you guys didn't notice, everything got almost like refreshed. And so all of my videos became monetized again, even though the workbooks and channel intro videos and my Patreon videos, I don't monetize those because I don't need to, because they're for you, and I create them. I don't need to get paid. I create them because you're a Patreon patron, and that's part of what I send out to you. And so I had to go through all the videos and demonetize those ones. And our community has grown so much. It is like crazy to watch old videos and to see all of the comments and the views and the chatter in all of the videos from like years and years ago. Also, I talk really slow and it's extremely awkward. I don't really like watching myself, but that's just a side note. Thanks, Letitia. That was terrible, Palm Tree Beach. It was so tedious. I did it at night, at 10 o'clock at night when we were watching Peaky Blinders, and I was kind of like...
Peaky Blinders?
Yeah, it was so... I hate tedious stuff like that. Navana Sparkles, thank you. Okay. Oh, Megan M., I'm so sorry. She said, any advice on recovering from the loss through miscarriage? Not interesting, but it's way more common than we realize. And something that has helped a few people in my life personally has been like support groups. And a lot of the like hospitals and even the Mommy and Me kinds of areas, they have a lot of support groups for miscarriages. One like referral source that I think is best is, honestly, this sounds crazy, but the IVF doctors have a ton of referrals for this. One of my closest friends had both of her children through IVF, and luckily didn't have a miscarriage, but a lot of her, the people that she was in a group with, because she met with a lot of mothers and people who were trying to get pregnant and working with this doctor, struggled with miscarriage, one or multiple miscarriages, and they had groups available, and they found those extremely helpful. Also, I've had some people in my family go through miscarriages, and the truth about it is that it's a loss. It's like you've had a death in the family, because if any of you, there's a book called The 7 Stages of Parenthood, or is it the 6 Stages? Wow. It's the Stages of Parenthood, some number, but it's an old book from the 70s, and I had to read it in school way back in the day. Sorry, guys. I think I have a tickle hair. Do you ever feel like it's just a hair that's like getting you? Spider? It's like, oh, I found it. It was you, spider. The culprit. People in my family found it really helpful to go to those groups, and so I'd encourage you to do that. And then also, just it's a loss. You've lost a member of your family, because in the book that I was talking about, The Stages of Parenthood, the first is like when we dream a dream of what our child is going to be. And that happens honestly from the time of conception, whenever we figure out that we're pregnant. So it could be 4 weeks, could be 6 weeks, could be 12 weeks, whatever it is that we find out and finally figure out we're pregnant, we automatically start dreaming a dream of it and imagining what it's going to be like. And oh my gosh, I'm going to be a mother or a father or whatever. And go find a group and talk to other moms and talk to other people who've had miscarriages, because I honestly think that's the most healing, and talking in therapy about it, because we have to give ourselves time to grieve. And I'm really sorry for your loss. I feel like people don't talk about this enough, and it's something that I really want to do a video on, but I want it to be with someone who's gone through it, because I can talk about the grieving process and what that's like, but I think it's so much more powerful coming from someone who's been through it.
From England,
Anna Saccone Jolly, I think I'm saying her name right. And I know her, and we were going to collaborate, but she's actually due to have her baby now when I'm going to be there. So we're not going to be able to connect this time, but we will. And so know that I haven't forgotten. And I will do videos on that, okay? Definitely, Lily, I'll do some more bipolar videos. I totally hear you. Okay, so Sean is putting up Simply Jenna's question, says, how to know if therapy is working? Sometimes I feel worse, and I feel like I'm wasting mine and my T's time. The truth about therapy is that if you feel better going, even if it's hard, okay? Thanks, Amy S. Woo, woo. Even if it feels like shit, as long as we're still feeling like we're challenged and we end up feeling better in the end, because right after therapy, like immediately following the session is not how we can judge, because often we feel tired, we feel sad, we feel overwhelmed, we feel a lot of things. But if we find we don't have anything to talk about in therapy, or we feel like we're completely stuck and we've tried different ways and we've tried to express that we feel stuck and we try to talk about the main reasons that we came in, and we're doing our best, if we're doing the homework, also, okay, so sorry, I'm going to get distracted because there's like a bunch of different facets to this. But if we're doing all the work and we're trying really hard and it's just, we feel like we're not moving forward and maybe we don't really know what we want to do next, take a break. That would be my advice. Take a break. If you just don't really know what you're wanting, and if things are getting better, you don't know what to talk about, and it just, you're like, whatever, take a few weeks off. I find that kind of like hits the restart button, and suddenly we're like, oh, I really have a lot of things that I would like to talk about. And so that's with that portion. Then another portion is if, oh, Jennifer A, hey, I know I saw that she was here. And so then the second portion is if you are doing great and you really don't have much to talk about and it just feels fine, but you're like so used to going, take a break too, because that really means that you don't need to go. It's just like a habit or in your schedule. And so that's kind of just what we do. I'd take a break then too. And then the last is if we're getting worse and we are struggling day to day and we just can't see a way through it, then the truth of that is that we probably need a higher level of care, or we need to and see someone else, like get another therapist. So that would be that's my advice. Thanks, Miranda Frankie.
And
Brat the kitty cat. I know, Brat the kitty cat. I know we're 21,000 likes, you guys. Oh yeah, and Carrie is here, I think. Oh, I gotta get mine out. I don't even have it. Sean was using the back scratcher, Carrie. He has his green one. I got my blue one right over there.
Hey, thanks, Aldenze,
and Amy S. Woo, woo, woo. Okay, Pantalina. So anyways, that's my advice with that. Does that help? Whose question was that? Simply Jenna, I think, right?
Yep.
Jenna, does that help? Let me know. Romance. I love it. Okie dokie. Brat the kitty cat, do you want a guest? Let's have a guest. Be our guest, be our guest. I know, I agree, Lady Peters. Me too. It's so sad that we're talking about the Saccone Jollies, and I don't know if I'm saying her name right. I'm sure I'm not.
She's so nice though when she comes.
But she's super nice. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Brat the kitty cat. I love that name. Is your name Brittany?
Yes.
Well, hi, Brittany. What's going on?
I had a question about what to do after coming down or like stepping back into reality after a psychotic break.
After what? I'm sorry. I didn't catch that last little bit.
After like a psychotic episode.
Do you guys understand it? It cut out. Britt, are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Say it one more time. Sorry, you're just frozen. So what to do when We're coming
After
back.
you come back to reality from a psychotic episode.
Oh, psychotic episode. Okay. That's what I couldn't hear. I was like, I don't know what happened. First of all, are you in treatment? Do you see somebody on medication and everything and we're feeling better?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is it like, are you talking relationally or just yourself? Like how to manage how you feel?
Just often when I experience a lot of positive symptoms, and so, when I'm kind of like cooling down or coming back, it's kind of a shock to me, I guess. It's kind of hard to explain. Like, it's kind of like entering another world. It's kind of like, almost like culture shock, if
Uh-huh.
that makes
Like coming
sense.
from one world that you were in back to, which I don't know if this is how you feel, but some of my clients who have psychosis find it depressing to come back.
Right.
Yeah, because it's almost like everything that they thought existed didn't, and not everything, but like a large portion of people and things that you were interacting with like no longer exist. And there's a couple components, and let me know if this is answering your question, because if I'm off base, just let me know. I find that there's a couple things. The first is like accepting that this is part of what you're going to deal with. And truth be told, when you get on the right medication, it'll go away, which is also sad, but that's like the second part. So the first part is accepting it and being okay with the fact that this, like accepting your diagnosis and recognizing it for what it is. And I think part of that, for my clients at least, is just like educating them about it. And I know that sounds silly, but it's like understanding why our brain does that. And what does that mean? And no, nothing in me is broken. And no, I'm not crazy. This is what's happening. And I find that to be kind of helpful because there's a lot of stigma and judgment around psychosis, but people don't really understand why it happens. And I don't know if you know, but it's when we have like excess dopamine. There's a lot of other components to it, but one of them is we have so much dopamine, which is honestly, we're so happy. Our brain is like so happy that it like creates all these other interactions. And some of them can be scary, but some can be enjoyable. And so it's almost like sending too many signals. That's all. And I think that that was a big deal for one of my clients I still am currently seeing, and he's doing great, but like that was a huge thing for him, and that helped him feel less, crazy or broken or all the things that like his family had kind of sent messages about. And then the second component, I think, is like grieving the loss of that world because you're getting treatment. And what does that mean for you? And how does that feel? Because that was another thing, was like part of his was, at least this, I'm just referencing this one client, but like part of it was that he enjoyed it, but then part of it was scary. So the scary part got him to get help, but he still missed there were like friends that he had. And so in a way, it's like we got to grieve the loss of it, which sounds weird, but it's like, it's still a part of your world. And so give yourself time to be sad about it. Also letting your treatment team know if you're sad, because I don't think I've ever seen someone with psychosis who didn't need to be on an antidepressant for at least a portion when they're starting to get treatment, because it's kind of sad. And that's normal. Does that answer your question, or am I off base?
No,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, keep me posted though. Let me know how your treatment's going and how you're feeling.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Awesome
Yeah.
for being here. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Bye, Brat the kitty cat. Yeah, you guys, I think that that's really an important thing to remember, is like, and I know that's why I feel like grief is just like a thing that we're talking about lately, but people don't realize that when you have psychosis, or if, like the patient that I'm talking about that I see has schizophrenia with a lot of positive symptoms, just like Britt said. And if you don't know what positive mean, positive is, the way I always remembered it for tests and stuff, is that we're adding something to our world. So that would be like a hallucination or a delusion, meaning that there's something added, a plus, to what we already normally experience. So that's why we see things that maybe other people don't see. We hear things. Thanks, Miranda Frankie. Woo, woo. And so there's an addition. And then if we have negative symptoms, that's when we're missing something. So something that people would normally do, like expressions like this, that might be missing. We'll have blunted affect, they call it. So she's saying she has more of the positive symptoms of psychosis. But my client, I think it's just really important because the understanding of why it's happening and recognizing that nothing's wrong with you, you're not broken or crazy. It's just part of what psychosis, it's like our brain is just, I always like to express it like our brain is so extremely happy. It just gets way too happy, and then it makes us see things that other people don't see. I've always kind of thought of mental illness in some capacity as somewhat of a gift. Like sometimes it's like we can see things that nobody else sees, and we experience things nobody else experiences, or we're extremely empathic. We're such empathic badasses. You can always make a positive out of it. And so understanding where your struggle comes from is helpful, and grieving the loss of that world, I think that's the best way. So I think it's great that we continue to keep talking about that, because I think psychosis, people have such a stigma around, but people also don't realize how very, very common it is. It can even come along with depression, bipolar disorder. It can be a part of a lot of different illnesses. Oh, thanks, Sarah H. says, you're beautiful and you're worth it. Okay, Orbiting Around says, I have to go take my mom to the doctors. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for becoming a subscriber. Woo, 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 woo. Woo, woo, woo. Okay. Let's see. I know, we need a snapback that says empathic badass. Maybe that is like my new merch. Maybe that's what my mug says.
Empathic badass.
What? Yeah, I think so. Yes, Pantalina, I'm going to answer some questions in the chat first before I guess anybody. Oh, Lucy, you just got in from college. I hope your day went well, and everything went good. Did you have to turn in any art projects? Her art is amazing. Okay. Sahara says, my school counselor wants me to take antidepressants, but I don't think my depression is serious enough. Why would she recommend them to me? It depends. It's up to you. You know your symptoms best. Trust yourself when it comes to that. I don't know, because I don't know your school counselor. Some people, is it Tammy? I know it's Tammy or Terry. I'm forgetting, but she had a question, I believe. And you let me know what it is in the chat, or somebody highlight it if you see it. Taylor, thanks, sheepishness. I'm close. Put it into somebody, capture it. Let me know. So, because I know that they said they had a question. I think Taylor said she had a question. So, I would love to answer. Oh, sheepishness is okay. I'll get it. I'm gonna hold sheepishness's question. But as far as a school counselor asking for you to take antidepressants, I always worry because some people push medication on us quickly and without really knowing our symptoms. I don't know how long you've been seeing them, but if you've been seeing them for a long time and you really feel like they know you, then I would take into consideration what they're saying, but I would also express to them how you feel, because medication isn't something you should feel forced into. It's something that you should feel good about and feel like it's a good decision for you, and you're kind of on board and you understand the side effects and all of that stuff. It should be a fully educated decision that you make for your best interest in your recovery. If you haven't been seeing someone very long and they're like, oh, you need this medication, then I feel like a lot of people lean on medication too quickly without really giving us a chance to try some behavioral techniques. Maybe that's because I'm a therapist and not a psychiatrist, but I also just think that we don't necessarily need medication. And also, if we get on medication, we don't necessarily have to be on it forever. So ask questions, figure out where they're at, and always trust the fact that you know your symptoms best. But also recognizing that if you're seeing a professional for a long time, they may see some things that you don't see. So just listen to them, and understand where they're coming from. Okay. Yes. Dacia, am I saying that right? Or Deja? Okay. But I have Taylor's question here. Thanks, sheepishness. It says, I was drunk at a bar with friends. I saw my therapist there and talked to her and don't remember what I said. Will she bring this up at next session? It's definitely possible. I would, if I saw a client out and they talked to me, I would definitely bring it up, regardless of what was said, just because we saw each other in public and how did that go for you and how did you feel? You have every right to get drunk if you want to. I don't know if alcoholism is something that you struggle with. That would be a whole nother issue, but you have a right to drink if you want and have a good time, go out with your friends from time to time. There's nothing wrong with that. All of you know that I will have a glass of wine, or I'll go out and have a couple cocktails. There's nothing wrong with it. There's no shame in that. As long as it's not a problem for you, as long as you don't have to do it every night and you don't have to do it until you are drunk. You can watch my video about alcoholism and what that is and what that means. And so, 225 viewers, 31 shares. Thanks, Sarah. Woo, woo, woo.
Oh.
Woo, woo. Okay. But that would be my thought on that for now, because you don't need to feel ashamed or embarrassed or worried about it, but she probably will bring it up just because you saw each other. Oh, yay, Steffi. I'm so glad. You guys, this is definitely one of the highlights of my week is hanging out on the live streams. That's why I love YouNow. And yes, we will do a meetup. If any of you are coming to VidCon Europe, I am doing a meetup there. I will let you know. I will say it in a video potentially if I have time. Yes, I'll probably do it in a video. But if not, follow me on Twitter and Facebook because I'll put all of that. Thanks, Sarah H. Woo woo.
And
I
Paper
will.
Dreams.
And what?
Paper Dreams.
And Paper Dreams. Woo, sorry I missed that. Okay, Melinda can be on. Okay. So anyways, I will put it in Facebook as an event. I will, oh yeah, to stay in bed too. I'm invisible. I'm glad you could be on. Woo woo. And I will tweet about it. So, and Europe's VidCon is in Amsterdam, if any of you are wondering about that. Okay? So yeah, so I will do all of that. And, oh, I don't even see you in there, Melinda. I can't guess you.
Are the Furchess twins in there?
It's not,
No,
not, oh, Char C. Oh, and you got a cute little baby on you with his mouth open. So cute. Okay. Thanks, Violet. Oh, I love the name Violet. That was my great-grandma's name. I always thought that was such a cute name. Okay. Let's have Pantalina be our guest. Be our guest.
Amy S. is rocking up.
I know. Amy S. You can be on next. I saw you in the queue. Hi. How are you?
I'm okay.
Did you get a haircut?
No.
Maybe it's just pulled back. I was like, it looks different to me. I think I usually see it in a ponytail.
Yeah, it's usually up.
Fair enough. I'm that type of girl too, but I leave it down for these because otherwise people are like, you look weird. And I'm like, thanks. So what's going on, sweetie?
I was diagnosed with depression again, and I think I've lost all my motivation. I mean, if I don't have therapy, I think I will start all my self-destructive behavior again. And if I don't see my nutritionist / ED therapist, I will start all my bulimic episodes again. And I feel like I'm not doing it for myself anymore. So I don't know how to get past through this and get unstuck and start working for myself again.
I think the best thing that, at least what's helped my clients most, is thinking about the things that you want in life. I know that sounds like overwhelming, but what are some things that you want to do? What are some things that you want to see? What do you want to be when you pick a career? What is it that excites you? I always find that in order to recover for ourselves, we have to figure out what it is that we get excited about and what it is that we would want in our life. And I know sometimes when we're feeling depressed, we're like, I don't want anything. Everything sucks. Life is terrible. Blah, blah, blah. But are there certain things you enjoy? Is it playing with a puppy? Is it getting outside? Is it hearing the waves crash? What is it? Like, think about the things that just bring you even the slightest bit of joy, even if right now we're just like, it doesn't matter, it's garbage. I want you to think of those things that you like to do just a little bit. Like, I know you're artsy. I believe I have a painting of yours on the wall. Mm-hmm. Think of the things that bring you just the slightest bit of joy and write those down. Because it's really the things that you get excited about that would make you want to recover anyways. Because we can't actually recover for anybody else. And we can't get better for reasons that someone else tells us. It has to be from within. Like, I don't know if you want to have your own dog or cat one day, or have a child, or get married, or move out and do something on your own, or I don't know what it is you want to do, Pantalina, but you have to decide, and you can change them too, all the time.
The thing is that I'm in a different country and I'm alone, and that doesn't help at all. I'm just here for therapy and
yeah.
Just see.
Are there ways that you, I don't know, something you might want to bring up with your therapist is, oh, Wascally Wabbit, thank you, is finding like groups or things that you could join or do in your free time. You don't feel like
I'm applying for volunteering.
Oh, good.
I really want to get a job, but the thing is that with my borderline personality disorder, my therapist says that it's not a good idea currently because something may doesn't go well, and then I'll get really disappointed and.
I mean, I don't know. Everybody's different. Every therapist is going to have different views. I always think it's a good challenge. And I think, honestly, for my patients who have BPD, I find volunteering to be really beneficial for them. Because it's like,
What about the job?
huh?
The job.
A job?
Mhm.
If you feel up to it, sometimes I find that that's a little too much pressure. It depends on how you're feeling. Like, I'd have to know how your level of functioning is, but I think volunteering, it's been really beneficial for a lot of my clients, like just working in a soup kitchen on Saturdays, or, feeding the homeless, or helping clean up. Like, they feel, because we feel so intensely, we're so empathic and sensitive, it can feel good to give back to other people. I always find it to be extremely beneficial to my clients. If they have a bad experience, then I'm like, well, let's just take a few weeks off. Let's process through that. Because volunteering, you can kind of come and go. Whereas with a job, you don't have that option. You have to essentially quit. So I'd start with a volunteering thing first, and then see how that goes. It might help you feel more connected and like you're doing more, and give you more purpose. But just being in therapy, I feel like maybe it's not enough, you know? Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry you're having a hard time. I'm glad you could be on, though.
Yeah. I'm glad to. I'm glad you are on.
Okay, we'll try the volunteering, maybe. Talk to your therapist. I don't want to, like, disrespect
And
your
let's put me in a dog shelter near me.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Whoa.
Yes, take pictures. Take pictures, tag me, okay?
Okay.
That's so much. You're like,
Okay.
I love seeing.
Yeah, Sean's excited, too.
Okay.
Okay, we'll talk soon. Keep us
Have
posted.
fun.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Good to see you. Somebody said sushi showed up. What? Roxy? What?
Hey, you know what I was just thinking?
That's one of Sean's favorite
I'm
foods.
just gonna run something
Okay.
past you. But we just said something in chat, and I think if everyone, because sometimes people get into chat and they'll say, where are you from? Or I'm from here, blah blah.
Oh yeah, Lady
But-
Peters was like, where are we all from?
Exactly. Hey,
Yeah.
Lady Peters. Lady Good Hair.
Lady Good Hair. It's gonna call you Lady Good Hair now.
But I think it would be cool if everyone sent in a video snippet that said, I'm from blank and I'm a proud Kenyan. And then we could just stitch them all together and be a neat little video, just like we did that other one.
Oh yeah, because the
But,
one that
like,
was
this
like
would be,
healthy
like-
mind, healthy body.
But you can imagine people from all over the world, like, Johannesburg, proud Kenyan.
Yeah.
You say your name, where you're from, and you're a proud Kenyan. And
When
then
would
you
they need to get these into us by, Mister?
I don't know. I think maybe it's a project I would work on over the next month or so.
Okay.
So maybe.
Well, stay tuned for more about Kenyans worldwide. Hashtag Kenyans worldwide.
That's what. Yeah, I like that. It
And
sounds like a corporation.
I know, right? Doesn't it? It totally does.
Worldwide Pants.
Okay, Julia, I'm going to guest you. I know that you asked about it. Let's see. There. Okay, and then let's answer some questions. Ooh, Trinidad and Tobago. Yes. Humblewood.
Hello?
Amy?
Yes?
Okay. I
Oh,
don't, but I'm assuming you don't want us to, right?
No, I'm sorry.
That's fine. I'm just making sure. So what's going on?
So, my dad is alcoholic, and our relationship has been very difficult. And I decided not to go to him every second weekend when I was 12, and it was very, very hard for me because, well, I really loved him, and my mom didn't approve what he did, obviously, and I was always between them. And I was taking care of my dad since I was 9, so that was really difficult. But I couldn't talk about my feelings to my family, and now I'm almost 20, and he doesn't contact me or something, but when he does, he expects me to talk about everything and expects me to build a loving relationship with him, but that's not possible for some reason. And I actually don't know why, because I do love him, but I hate him so much at the same time.
Yeah.
And I kind of know that I don't want to have any contact to him, but I don't know what to do, because it's really scary for me to be committed and to really say I don't want to have any contact, because I know I can't say that to him ever,
Yeah.
because I don't want to hurt him.
Yeah, you don't want to hurt him because you love him, but it's hard for you.
Yeah, and I just want to know, how can I be more calm when he texts me or something, because every time he texts me I'm really, I don't know, sad and frustrated and angry at the same time, and the whole day is like ruined because of it, even though he just asks how I'm doing or what I'm doing. I just want to talk to him.
I'm going to drop you out, Julia. We have some static, and then I'll answer your question, okay?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for being on. Sorry, you guys. I know you're like, the static. I don't know why it does that sometimes, because the connection was great as far as me hearing her. So, oh, can we get sushi? How about that? That's Sean's favorite.
Yeah, if we do 50K.
Well, 50K giveaway and sushi.
Oh, yeah.
We have to do the giveaway. We already said
Oh,
the
so
turtle
sushi,
necklace.
Sushi 75.
Yeah. Oh, sushi 75. That's what Sean says. Sushi 75. Challenge. Okay. So, sorry, I'm getting situated. I was sitting on my foot weird. The question, Julia, I think was her name. I think it was, I don't know the exact, I think it was Julia B something, but it's a really good question. And for those of you who couldn't hear, she was saying that her father was an alcoholic, and she's been taking care of him essentially her whole life. Like she said, since the age of 9, I think. And so it can be really triggering for her, even if her father just reaches out to say like, hey, how are you doing? Because she almost can't have any relationship with him because she feels such anger and upset, overwhelmed, sadness, all of the emotions rushing in at once, because just him contacting her, it doesn't have to be anything negative, but she doesn't want to hurt him because she really loves him. But alcoholism in families can be so detrimental because the response as a family member, it changes the way that we interact with others. It changes the way that our family structure was. It changes when we get to be a child and when we're forced to be an adult, because a lot of children in alcoholic families have to like adult from a young age, and they're parentified. So they act like the adult and the alcoholic acts like the child. And so roles can be confusing and things can get all sorts of just upsetting and just messed up, for lack of a better term. And I honestly find it, and I know that's worldwide as far as AA goes, but Al-Anon is amazing. And I know that not everybody talks about it, and I've talked about it a few times before, but Al-Anon is for the family. So it's AA for the family. And I know not everybody loves AA, but honest to God, you don't have to, like, I'm not a religious person. You guys know that. I was raised Christian, but I don't practice, and I don't do anything religious on here. You know me. I find, yes, wait, I'm going to answer some more questions though, okay? So, this chat slows down. I know it does do that, Simply Jenna. And so I really think that being in groups with, I got sidetracked. The religious portion is that I don't find Al-Anon to be, yes, Steffi agrees, Al-Anon's amazing. I didn't find Al-Anon the ones that I've been to, because I've been to AA open meetings, and Al-Anon has open meetings, and you can go. I used to take some of the clients when I worked at the eating disorder inpatient to some meetings, and that was one of the roles that I played in. All of the meetings that I've been to thus far, NA, AA, Al-Anon, Alateen I've even been to, they're not religious, or at least the ones that I've been to have not been religious in any way. But I think it's really powerful. Something that I find from my clients, they always come out of those, even their first or second meetings, saying, wow, I always thought that something was wrong with me, that like I was weird, or that the way I thought, or the people that I dated, like in Al-Anon especially, people talk about who they chose to date, and like, oh my God, that's why, because they're just like my mother or father or uncle or whoever it is in their family, their brother that was the addict. And having an addict in your family can really change the way that you interact with others. And so please, please, please go to Al-Anon and talk in therapy. That's the best way to heal from situations like that, because in order to change and feel okay having them reach out to us, all has to do with like us processing all the trauma and the grief and the upset that happened when we were younger or in our life, currently. And I know that you don't want to hurt him, and you don't have to say, I never want to talk to you again, because I truthfully believe that through Al-Anon and therapy, you can feel better about the situation. You can process it through so it doesn't really have any power over you. And then you'll feel like you're in a better place to make the decision of whether or not you want to have a relationship with him. Because if he's still an alcoholic, then you have to decide whether you're willing to put yourself back in that, or if you aren't able to, and part of, a motivation maybe on his side to get sober would be to have a relationship with you because you can't while he's drinking. But yeah, therapy and Al-Anon, lifesavers, because talking with others, like, because there's no crosstalk in Al-Anon either, so someone shares their story and you can't you can't have any other thoughts about it. You just listen and say, you know, you can just start your own story. You can't talk about their story. There's no comments on their story. So know that it's a safe place to just share your thoughts. And I think that that's what's been the most beneficial for my clients. Okay? Okay.
What's up to Pop-Tart fam? King
Ooh,
Tay is here.
Oh, Pop-Tart fam.
Yeah, King Tay.
Oh. King Tay, hey. It rhymes and everything. It's like, it's perfect. Okay. I know sheepishness is the professional question catcher. Okay. Dasha says, oh, it's Dasha, not Dave. Remember, I was asking. Thank you. Scared to take my anxiety meds out of fear of dying in my sleep or side effects. Is this common? And any advice? Thanks, Strawberry. Woo, for using that free spin. Hey, Katie Costello. Katie, hey. The truth of it is that it's normal to be scared. But that's why it's really important that you not only ask a ton of questions before you are placed on a medication, but you also, understand the side effects. You understand why you're going on, and you're on board for it. And you want to feel better. Therefore, you're willing to try the medication. That's why the process of medications and being placed on a medication should be like a slow decision that you make, unless it's an emergency, which is a totally different scenario. I'm just talking about being in therapy and really struggling and not being able to use your behavioral techniques. Therefore, you're forced to try something different to get your head above water enough. You know how I talk about, like, we can be drowning in symptoms, like, oh, our anxiety is so high, I'm having panic attacks every day, multiple times a day, and I can't even use the tools because I'm just like drowning in it. And so medication can help us be like, okay, I can breathe. Okay, now I can try to remember how to swim, right? We can't do anything if we're just drowning. And so medication can get us there. And taking anxiety medication is not going to make you die in your sleep. But I would call your doctor and ask about what are the side effects? What could happen? I'm really worried. I'm struggling to take it. Because it's always scary to do something, especially if we struggle with anxiety. Those ruminating thoughts can take that and run with it. And so I want you to know that that's okay, that's normal, but we can, talk it out, think about it, and logically know that it's there to help us, not to hurt us. And we have emergency services available if you do start feeling weird. But I've never had a client die in their sleep due to anxiety medication. I've only had them either say it works or doesn't work. So.
Carly has an interesting question.
Yes.
What is an LM?
Thanks, Keely.
LMHCA. Do you know?
LMHCA.
Yeah. She says, are they good qualified therapists? I don't know what an LMHCA is.
Licensed medical health. I'm trying to guess.
Assistant?
Oh, a licensed mental health counselor.
Oh,
Okay,
so, yeah,
so it's like it's like the LPC.
Yeah, because every state has like these.
They do. And somebody said there were a bunch of people that were like, you didn't include this or this and all these different things. Associate. So it'd be just in truth and I don't know for sure, Carly, because we don't have them in the state of California. However, I do know that like LPCs or I think there was an LMHC. I don't know. There's too many acronyms. Am I right? Screw the acronyms. The truth is that licensed counselors, licensed mental health professionals go to graduate school and they gather hours, clinical hours, and they take a licensing exam. So I would assume, Carly, that they're just, thanks, Rajakon. Am I saying that right?
That sounds.
Rajakon? I don't want to mess it up. Let me know if I'm saying it wrong. But thank you. So I think that, online therapist. Okay, I'll answer that, Char. That's a good question. I think they're the same as me. And I would say that they'll be just as good. It doesn't really matter. Honestly, the truth is, as long as they're licensed, so you're not seeing some whack job who never went to school or doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. That's important. Secondly,
Life counselors.
Yeah, like a life coach can be. There are people who are licensed, by the way, and go through credentialing and all sorts of different things. However, there's a lot of people who just call. All of a sudden, they're like, one day they wake up and they're like, I would like to be a life coach, and you're like,
I think those are just bossy people.
I think those are people who think they have
to be bossy.
They have all the answers. But as long as you like them, feel connected to them, I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah, and if the state is licensing someone, that's
no whack jobs. Exactly, Wascally. And I want to say thanks, Wascally, for the tip. I couldn't say it because I was like, thanks, Wascally, but I was guesting, and I try not to be rude. I would like to be alive. I know. I don't have hate for life coaches. It's not like I don't think they're helpful to people, because they can be helpful. I just think that they need to go through the credentialing and stuff, because I've heard from other life coaches who went through all like the processes of school and credentials and different, I don't know, like certification processes. And then they're like, what? These people just like pay me hundreds of dollars for me just to like tell you what to do. Because that doesn't, truthfully, people tell, just FYI, now it's real talk, Dun dun, I feel like we need like a different segment. Choo-choo.
Choo-choo.
But what choo-choo.
It's the choo-choo segment.
The choo-choo segment.
Welcome to the choo-choo segment.
But I honestly think that if someone's just going to tell us what to do, and we don't have the ability to come to it on our own and make a decision that we want to change and we want these things to happen, then the change is never going to stick. That's when you get the rebound effect, is when someone just fucking tells you what to do, and then you feel like compelled, like, well, this is what I'm paying them for, to tell me what to do, so I'm just gonna go do it. That's never gonna sustain. That doesn't work. Because it has to be something from within. You have to have that aha moment. If anybody's been in therapy, you know where you have that aha moment, which is it's like good and bad, because your therapist all of a sudden is like, well, that's interesting. I noticed you did this a few months ago. And all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I've been doing this my entire life. And then you have like a freak out where you're like, holy fuck, this is my problem. I always do this. Like, I'm stuck in this cycle. We've all had that. It's so powerful. Also, you're like, what? Why have I been doing this? But then you want to change, because you're like, oh my God, that's why these relationships have sucked, or this is terrible, or whatever. Good, Steffi, I'm glad. And so I think that those aha moments are so important in life coaching. And I don't know what the certifications are and stuff, but the people who just tell people what to do and like, this is what you should do, this would be best, this is how you should schedule this is what I would do, these are your goals, work towards your goals. That doesn't help. I need tools, I need techniques, I need the time to fucking digest what's happening, so that then I can make the decision and all of a sudden realize, wow. Because those are my best times in therapy personally, when all of a sudden I realize like my patterns of behavior. Am I right? Wow, when you realize like what you do to cope and stuff, sweet Jesus. Anyways, rant over.
Lastly, wow, it says teach a man to fish. You teach a man to fish and he'll disappear for days on end.
That's the thing, they want you to keep coming back. Okay, Cece, what's your question, sweetheart? Ask it in the chat. Yeah, but I think that like it is the teach Amanda to fish, or feed a man.
Why would you teach Amanda to fish?
Amanda to fish. Sean loves to make jokes like that. Okay. Oh, King Tay is here, wants to guest. Whoop whoop. Come on in and come hang out. Sorry you had to listen to my rant. But, sometimes.
Hello.
Hi, how's it going?
What is going on, Katie? How you doing today?
Oh, I'm good. It's early morning here. Where you at?
I'm in Michigan. It is currently 2:18 in the afternoon.
Oh, see, 11. It's really not early, but
it's like a late early over there. It's like a late
yeah.
early. I mean,
yeah, I'm still in my pajamas, but
it's all good. Nothing wrong with being in the PJs.
That is a dope shirt.
That's an awesome shirt.
Oh, thank you. You know what I mean? Yesterday I wore my Toy Story shirt. Yesterday I got a lot of throwback T-shirts. You know what I mean? But
I know that's the good stuff.
And I appreciate you having me as a guest today in your broadcast. You are very inspirational, very motivational.
Oh,
I see that.
Awesome. Of course. Everybody make sure that you fan King Tay.
Oh my goodness, you do not have to tell your amazing people to fan me up. It's okay.
No, that's awesome. They should fan you up and check you out. How often do you broadcast, and when can they find you?
I broadcast every day, twice a day.
You're kidding. Don't you lose your voice? Or is it just
No,
you
I
that
don't.
I get excited and I shout?
I don't lose my voice, because like I manage it, I
keep it calm, keep it good.
Yeah.
So what if they go over to your broadcast? What can they expect?
Oh, they're gonna expect litness. They're gonna expect acknowledgement. They're gonna expect positivity. They're gonna expect a lot of stuff.
Woo woo! I love it. What are your boxes behind you back there? I've always wondered.
Pop-Tarts.
Oh, Pop-Tarts.
Pop-Tarts.
I thought the funny thing is I was like, is it games? It kind of looks like cereal. It's Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, it's Pop-Tarts. Yeah, I collect them.
All different flavors? Are they in the packs?
Yeah, different flavor. Yeah, they in there.
Oh, wow. Do you have any that you're like seeking out currently?
Cookies and cream.
Oh, cookies and cream.
Yeah.
If I see it, I'll send it your way.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's like my favorite right there. But like, I'm curious, like, hey, do you into Pop Tarts or anything?
Yeah, I'm not into Pop Tarts myself. I'm an eggs and toast girl in the morning.
Oh,
So
I got
yeah,
you.
but there was a time when I loved the brown sugar Pop Tart, the one that had like the maple top. You know what I'm talking about?
Ooh.
It was good. That and the strawberry no icing, just like keeping it original.
Oh yeah, definitely. I appreciate that for real. You know what I
Those
mean?
were my
I'm telling you, that's like that used to be my flavor, and until they came out with that, I'm like, yeah.
Some of them are so much like birthday cake. Sometimes get just too much. I'm like, I just want to keep it simple.
Oh yeah, the speaker, it's right there. It's right there. It's not being put to use right now. You know, I'm guessing right now currently. So I am blasting no music right now.
Do you usually blast music on your?
Oh yeah,
podcast?
yeah, of course. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Keep
of
the
course.
energy
You know,
up.
and normally I have lights. That's in my room. Makes it look like like I'm at a party kind of thing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm just saving that for my broadcast.
Ooh, yeah. So are you gonna be on later today? Can they hop over and check you out?
I mean, yeah, of course. You know what I mean? Because I go live mainly to make people happy and to inspire people.
I love it. Well, everybody go check him out. Make sure you fan so then you get the notifications when he's going live, since he is twice a day, every day.
You're amazing. And
That's
you are
great.
definitely amazing. And
Oh,
a lot of
thanks.
my people, and a lot of my people love your broadcast. And I was like, you know what? I see Katie's live right now. Let me come in here. Definitely show her some love and, show her support. And guys, if you're coming for my invite, fan up this beautiful woman, y'all. Fan her up, y'all. And she look 19 years old, y'all. Come on now.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you were able to pop in and everything. I'd love to
Oh,
have
yeah,
you on again if you want to come over and share. Is there anything you're currently personally working on? Because we are all about the personal work over here.
Personally working on.
Or goals.
I gotta think about that because I've been there, done that.
On the spot.
I know.
I gotta think.
I know. I'm sorry. I totally put you on the spot. Personally, I'll share mine first. I'll give you some time. I am personally working on taking more time for myself, where I just don't have to do anything.
I think that's
Which I know sounds ridiculous, but like online world doesn't sleep, but we have to.
And you give so much of yourself live broadcasting.
Yeah, and you can get kind of burnt, and so I've been feeling a little tired lately, and so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take the weekends like mostly off.
Okay.
That's my goal. I'm working towards that. I haven't fully done it yet, but I'm like, it's in my mind. It's in my plan.
It's not too bad. I'm still trying to think about what Okay, all right. I do got one. Okay, it's not like negative kind of thing. Okay. So recently, I have a problem with, let's just say like I've been busy working everything, and I have this problem to where I feel like if I can't reply to somebody, I feel like they're gonna hate me or I'm gonna get shit for it, and I've realized my bad for dropping the S-bomb in here.
Oh no, you can cuss. I have a sailor mouth, don't worry.
Yeah, because I feel like recently I haven't been able to reply to every message, to a lot of my messages.
Of course not. You're only one person.
And I just feel like if I can't reply to a certain person within a certain time frame, I feel like, they're gonna hate me. But I realize that my real supporters and the people who truly care about me, they know I can't always be there and I can't always reply to people. That's the only thing I can say that I worry about sometimes is if I can't reply to somebody right away. I don't want them to think like I'm a bad person, or I don't want them to feel like, I'm Hollywood, the term Hollywood. I don't want people to think
like you're too big for your britches, like you just can't get back to me.
And I just don't want people to feel like, I don't care about them, when in reality I do. It's just I can't reply to everybody and every message because I get multiple messages a day.
Oh, I'm sure. So that's something actually true that took me a while to be okay with, is like setting up boundaries. Like my people already know, they're like, boundaries are crucial because we're only one, I'm one person, you're one person. The amount of interaction that we can get can be overwhelming. And so letting your people know that, I think sometimes people forget and they think that we can reply to everything, and we just can't. There's not enough hours in the day, and letting them know like I do my best. But I have to take some time for me, and if I don't get back to you, know that you can ask it again, and that's okay. And catch me in the broadcast to try to get your questions answered or stuff like that. So I always say, if we're like a bucket and our amount of time, and our amount of energy, and our amount of just output that we can give is like water. We have to fill our bucket before we can give anybody else anything. Otherwise, we're just dumping from an empty bucket. That's not going to help, you know, with them. So make sure you still do some stuff for yourself and take time for yourself.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah,
You
definitely.
can't get it all. That's okay.
Yeah. But now I know, like, and I do tell my people, like, I am busy and I work all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I don't have that problem as bad now as before. Like, once I started growing and, getting bigger on YouNow, and I'm getting more and more people,
Mm-hmm.
now they know. So that's the only
Yeah.
thing I can really say that I dealt with is just, like I said, boundaries.
Yeah. Yeah. It takes practice. I still struggle with it too. Sometimes you feel bad, but
Yeah,
I
exactly.
always let people know. I'm like, if I didn't get to it, it's not because I didn't want to. Ask it again,
Yeah, definitely, and that's the only thing I can really say, because like I said, I love making people happy, and I love being there and reaching out to my supporters and
Mm-hmm.
people who take time out of their day to message me and to watch my broadcast. I feel like definitely like everybody deserves acknowledgement, but I realize, I can't always get to every comment in the broadcast, and I can't read every single comment,
Yeah. No, totally. But I'm sure they know. You can just remind them, it's all about positivity. It's all about spreading the love, doing the most you can. But you're just one guy. So you're doing a lot already. So guys, make sure you fan him up. Thanks for being on, King.
Yeah, no problem. And I appreciate you having me in here, Katie. And make sure people that are coming from my invite, once again, y'all need to fan up Katie, y'all. She's amazing. And she will definitely make your day better. I'm talking about if you are ever having a bad day and you see Katie, just watch her YouTube video, her YouTube channel. Y'all need to watch her and check her out, because she is lit and she will make your day better. I'm talking about, like, she is beautiful, just like how bright and beautiful the sun is. She will make your day brighter like the sun, baby. Yeah.
You're my best marketing campaign ever.
I'm hitting the like button. That's it.
You know what it is.
Good to see you. And make sure you fan him. Catch him later. He'll be on again, correct?
Yeah, I'll be on again. Thank you so much for
Okay.
having me.
Of course. Thank you. Bye. Awesome, you guys. Make sure you check him out.
I think it's cool connecting to YouNow community.
Yeah, I love you now because there's something. Do you guys agree? I think it's the reason I love it. Thanks, Britt Bat, the kitty cat. Woo woo. I think there's something about like connecting on a real level. Like it can't be planned. It doesn't. I make mistakes. I say things incorrectly. I'm like, oh my God, Katie. Thanks, Bailey R. And thank you, Hope. I missed your bars that you gave, but know that I appreciate it. Thank you. Woo woo. So anyways, know that, it's just a better, I enjoy it because it's like real live hanging out and we get to just chill and relax with each other. And it's, drop the F-bomb. I know. It was funny that, people get worried to cuss, but you know me. I just frankly don't give a damn. Thanks, Allie B. Okay, so we had Wade, if I can find you. Wade wanted to show us her puppy. Remember? I know 40K likes in 3 minutes. Can we do it? Can we do it? I mean, it's a challenge, you guys. It's a challenge. Oh, see, Strawberry bought some bars.
Okay.
Hi, Wade. Oh, it's frozen. Thanks, Sadie girl.
Hear me.
Be our guest. Be our guest. Oh,
Can you
there
hear me?
you are. I can hear you. Oh, it's frozen, Wade. You see me?
Hear me. You're
You hear
frozen.
Oh, I guess it didn't. I'm so sorry, it didn't connect. Thanks, Moira? Moira? No.
Moira. There you go.
Is it Moira? No. Maurya. Moria? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. I like to get your names correctly. Oh, sorry, wait. I know, you were froze too. Okay, it was froze for YouNow, exactly. YouNow eats the guests sometimes.
Hey, when you wrap this up,
They definitely do. Mm-hmm.
when you wrap this up, if
Yes.
everyone goes to their next channel or whatever is on after the show, just tell them that Katie sent you.
Oh, yeah, and it looks like the Dapper Rapper's on.
Yeah, he's gonna do a St. Patrick's Day special.
Oh,
So
he's
after
doing a
this-
St. Patty's Day special. Go over to the Dapper Rapper and tell him that I said, what's up? Otherwise, I'd get into myself, but I have to pack, you guys, remember? Okay, I'll go for 10 more minutes, and then I'm going to have to skedaddle because, like I said, I got to pack. And I'll give us some chances to get to the giveaway because we're only We're not that far away, you guys. We're like 16, well, not even quite 16, because we're almost at 35,000 likes already. Jen Asbell's asking, we could try, wait, just give me a sec. I wanted to answer some more questions and everything. Jen Asbell's asking my thoughts on soft bipolar and thinking, oh, okay, I'm invisible. Can you ask that again? Or Sean can maybe write it down. I don't know. Try to ask it again because I'll answer it in a second. My thoughts on soft bipolar are that it doesn't exist. I know that sounds bad, but I truthfully believe that there's so much confusion in the mental health professional community as a whole around the difference between agitated depression, borderline personality disorder, and bipolar disorder. I was just talking about this in my meeting yesterday. I have a peer meeting I go to. We call it like our journal club, but we really don't read any journals. Thanks, Sarah H. Woo, woo. Soft bipolar, I don't know if there's even an actual definition. I'm going to look it up really quick because I can tell you what I think it means. But let's see what they say online. Okay, so there is someone who is saying that it is... Oh, there's a person who's dividing bipolar into 6 primary subtypes. And they're... Sorry, guys. I can tell you what it's just like a really low-grade depression. That's what I've always thought it was. It's like...
That's what Carly's saying.
Yeah, it's like...
cyclothymic disorder.
Yeah, it doesn't... Exactly. I don't really think it's like exactly. I think it'd be cyclothymic, which if you guys don't know what we're talking about and you wonder what bipolar disorder is and you're like, what the hell, Katie? You're not explaining shit. Check out my bipolar disorder video. My hair is wet like a rat because I filmed it in the morning. It's awesome. But there's a whiteboard and I draw it out for you so you can kind of see the spectrum of bipolar disorder. And then all of these words that I'm using will make sense. So check that out. But soft bipolar disorder, there's already so much confusion around it. I think people are just creating new names for it to try to make it make sense to them. And if you, in your own practice, want to call it soft bipolar disorder to yourself so that you know what you mean, that's cool. But don't try to give it a whole other diagnosis. People are already confused, getting misdiagnosed, and I honestly don't feel like it. I think it's already either cyclothymia, like Carly's saying, or it's agitated depression. Or a symptom of borderline personality disorder. But, you know, take your time. Don't diagnose maybe so quickly. Read through the diagnostic criteria. Think about it. Talk with your client about it. Hear what they think. Then make a diagnosis. And then always reassess. I just don't really think that, you know, it really is something that exists. That's just my thoughts. Thanks, April, for putting that out there. Okay, thanks, Allie. Yes, word to that. I just think it's frustrating when people try to create other things. Yeah. Okay, Sophia's asking, can you use food as a coping mechanism without having binge eating disorder? Truthfully, no. Hate me? I'm sorry. If we're using food as a coping skill, whether it's to numb out, whether it's to, it's a way to express how bad we feel, whether it's a way to like hate on ourselves or even self-harm or punish ourselves, whatever we're using it for, it's still an eating disorder. The reason doesn't matter when it comes to diagnosis. The reason matters when it comes to recovery. Okie dokie. Okay, Sophie Joe says, Katie, what can I expect with my psychiatrist assessment Tuesday? I'm so nervous about it. I know, right, Wascally? It was tough love Katie there for a second. Sometimes, you know, sometimes you just gotta just get it out there. Be honest. Tough love. An assessment from a psychiatrist is truthfully nothing to be scared about. They'll usually have you fill out paperwork before you even see them, and then they go through the paperwork with you and they ask you some follow-up questions, and they take a lot of notes, so don't be alarmed. They're usually asking a lot of random questions about your history, if you've been on medication before, what symptoms you're feeling, how long have you been doing these behaviors or feeling this way, what medications have you tried and when. It's just like a basic assessment, and they're going to ask you the thing about it, just the only thing to prepare. Psychiatrists are not soft. They're not like therapists. They're not going to take their time. They're not going to let you warm up and come to it. They're just going to ask you direct questions. And they may ask, like, let's say they know you have a history of self-injury or that's what you're working on. They'll be like, so how many times do you cut yourself a day? They might just ask you things like that. Or how many times do you binge and purge each day? How long have you been restricting? They'll just ask you straight up. So just be prepared for that, because a lot of my clients come back and they're like, I was just shocked at how quickly he just asked that stuff just without holding back. So that's how they kind of do that, okay? Yeah, poor bedside manner. Exactly, Sarah. They're not really like warm and fuzzy and like seeking to understand. Okay, Paper Dream says, Katie, please help. Can my therapist withhold Oh, it sounds, I'm sorry, Sophie. It's not scary. It's just direct. But it really isn't. It's all the stuff you've already talked about. Trust me. Because I know what you've been doing and that you've already talked with people about it. So just know that it's already out there. It's okay. Nothing bad's going to happen. The more honest we are, the more apt, like the more likely we are to get the help that we need. Okay, Paper Dream says, Katie, please help. Can my therapist withhold a copy of my notes? She said I'm too unstable to have a copy because I dissociate. Can she do this? Yes. I actually, did we film that video? What are your rights?
I think so.
I think we did, but it hasn't come out yet. Because I told him I'm trying to get ahead. So we like bulk filmed a couple things. I will do, that video will be coming out where I talk about like your rights to confidentiality and your notes. And I don't even know if I actually get into notes that much. Maybe this is a whole nother video, because this is actually, if you want this type of video, leave a comment on YouTube on Thursday's video telling me that you want me to do a video about our notes, because I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. So I can withhold your notes from you, because having full copies of my clinical notes could be detrimental to your recovery and your overall well-being. I find that some clients, none of mine, but some of my colleagues' clients who had borderline personality disorder had a tumultuous like breakup with their therapist, and it was terrible, and it was really upsetting, and they had requested they wanted all of their notes. If we get the information, if we're reading like client is, because essentially notes sound like this. Client presented very upset, proceeded to shout, and was upset about the way her mother talked to her. I'm just making up stuff. Client had no change in medication, weight seems the same. When asked about situation pertaining to trip coming up, wasn't able to talk without dissociating. That's what the notes sound like. So they're really not, they're not like a story. It's like sentences about what's happening, how you're doing, assessing suicide, all sorts of stuff. But I find in the hands of a client, it can be like hard to read like that. Personally, I don't even want my own therapy notes. I don't need to read that garbage. That's for her to keep, to make sure it gets covered by insurance, to keep record of what I'm talking about, but I don't want to read it. That's not a novel. That's not exciting read. That's fucking boring. It's garbage. So they can withhold your notes because it wouldn't be helpful for you. And we have the ability to give you a summary instead. And I'm not sure what the laws are across different countries, but I know in California, like always, because that's what I'm licensed in, the state that I'm licensed in, that we have to, I know Brittany Ann, Yoit's Brittany Ann is like, oh my God, it's Yoit's potato. It's totally Yoit's potato. Oh, Letitia has her notes and it's hard reading them. Yeah, I wouldn't even want them. I wouldn't want to read them. Garbage. Hashtag garbage. Brat the kitty cat. I agree. That's what I said. Garbage. But I think that getting a summary is good. And the reason that we can do that is for your well-being, because notes aren't something that's necessarily what you want to have. So we can do that. If we're forced to give them, we can give copies to your next practitioner, next therapist, whoever you see, so that you don't have to retell them stuff. But I'm going to be honest, as a therapist, I'm not going to go through, thanks Brittany Ann, woo, 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 woo. I'm not going to go through those notes and read them all, because that's garbage too. Like, I don't need to know what they thought about you a year ago. That's not helpful now. So I might read the very end to see how things ended and what happened and how they felt and what was going on. But truthfully, I'd rather you sign a release and then I talk to them on the phone, because that's going to cut down on a lot of time, because I'm not going to read through pages and pages of notes. Okay? I'm just going to let you know. Yeah, and everybody agrees. They got their notes and they blocked out some info. Okay, well, that's interesting, Letitia. That's good to know. But yeah, I think that it's just, if you can like hold yourself back, don't ask for them. You don't want them. Thanks, Sadie girl. Woo, woo, woo. Wascally the Rabbit. My notes. Cute pink nose and long fuzzy ears. Exactly. Cottontail. Super excited. That's what I would say. She will let me read in session. Oh, if you want to. It's a personal choice. Has anybody had a good experience reading their notes? I know Wascally. Loves Easter. Exactly. Also, clucks like a chicken and can poop out chocolate eggs filled with delicious creamy insides. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? The Cadbury cream eggs. Come on now. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you don't read your notes.
With so many questions.
Oh, Jen, you had a good experience. So Jen Asbel says she had a good experience. It helped me understand myself a little better, I think. Okay. And I think in truth, in order for it to be a good experience, Jen, you could disagree, but I think that we have to be in a good place to read them. If we're in a bad place, it's going to make things worse. We have to feel good about it. Oh, Sarah said I had to obtain my couple counseling ones for court, but just handed them to my lawyer and didn't want to read them. Yeah, I wouldn't either. It's just not. It does. I don't know. I don't think they're good. Okay, Cadbury eggs are delicious. I totally agree, Lauren. Okay, Roxy says, how do you know what emotions feel like? My therapist is having me work on identifying emotions, but I don't know what to identify. I find those feeling circles, or feeling wheels. Google feeling wheels, because I think that really helps. Thanks, Amy S. Woo, 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 woo. Woo, woo, woo. I do the feeling wheels myself. I find them to be really helpful. I also find it really helpful to get the longest lists you can find of feelings, because sometimes with a limited amount, or when we're just told to write them down, we can't come up with them. It's easier sometimes to pick a word that just, oh, that feels like today. I may not have thought of devastated, but that's how I feel. And we can write that down. And then I think the greatest thing, if we're really struggling to express them, thanks, Strawberry, for using your spins. I think that level 35, whoop, whoop. I think if we put that word down and then write about it, like on a piece of paper, like art. I've talked about this before, like devastated, upset, things didn't work out. I thought this was going to be good. And you just kind of jumbled. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to be full sentences. It can just be other words. It can be other portions of sentences and what happened. Thanks, Nirvana Sparkles. I think that ends up working out best because it helps us kind of better understand what all we're feeling, because we're not ever just feeling one thing. That would be super easy and life would be amazing. Hello. But we usually feel like 25 million things at once. And so having those feeling wheels and those lists can really help us kind of break it down. Yeah, and Rachel, you can totally just Google it and print it out, just like Sophie Joe said. Thanks, Sarah H. Woo, woo, woo. Okay, I'm Invisible says, why is it scary and triggering when my scars fade away? Oh, yes, it came across the screen. Thanks for reminding me. I find there actually, do I have a video why I miss my scars? I think I do.
Yeah, I think you do.
You can look that up, but I'm going to talk a little bit about it now because you asked. But look up that video because it'll be more in depth. We miss our scars because often they're representation of what we've been going through. Do you guys agree? I think that it's almost like a battle scar in a way, because we're like, I've been through a lot, or I was feeling shit and look at me now. It's a way to remember how shitty it was. And it also is like if we were using the self-injury as a way to scream for help or scream to be heard or to express other pain that we're feeling, we can feel like it's almost gone or invalidated because it's gone away. But the truth is it's not. We have to find other ways to express those emotions and other ways that can actually get us what we need. And so continue to do those things, because as we continue to use those healthy coping skills, the missing of the scars will go away. It will slowly fade, just like the scars. It just takes time. And I think it's just kind of like the way that we talk about it, the way that we think about it, and all of that stuff. So yeah. Okay, and then Elfie's asking, how is mixed state of bipolar different from agitated depression? So mixed state, the difference, okay, I was actually just talking about this because I have a client, when I go to my journal club / peer meetings, we talk about clients when we're like, I don't know, what do you think of this diagnosis? These are the symptoms and I'm confused. Is it this or this? We talk those things out, and we were talking about this exact thing. And the truth of it is that if you're like a teenager or younger, agitated depression is usually a precursor to bipolar disorder. Not always, but we find a high correlation between that it's like the symptoms that we're going to be experiencing first. So that, in that case, continue to assess is what they said. But when it comes to an adult, agitated depression, thanks Keely for using your spins, and Carly for all your likes, and Sarah and everybody, woo, 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 and Karen. Oh, and Karen, I did email Patreon about that. I'll hopefully hear back soon. But anyways, the mixed episode, we usually have, of course, I'm invisible. I hope that's helpful. Thanks, Melinda. The mixed episode feels really uncomfortable. Like we want to tear our skin off. And we're usually we want to lash out at other people. But it's only an episode. It lasts for like maybe a week or two. Agitated depression is like continual. Tends to last a lot longer, and it doesn't, there, because the way to always break it up, and I hope it's making sense, the way to decide if something's bipolar or not is it episodic. Bipolar disorder is like this. We come and go. We go up and down. We come in a mixed episode. We go out of a mixed episode. We go into a deep depression. We go into hypomania. Hey, oh, hey, Emma. Whoop, whoop. So we kind of go up and down and up and down. Thanks, Crystal Lynn. And so, oh, yeah, the little green St. Patty's Day. So we do that. And that's how you know it's bipolar disorder. Agitated depression is just like, me. It just hangs. And that's how I, tear those apart and like separate them. Thanks, Melinda. And so that's just my advice. That's what I would say. Does that make sense, you guys, how that's different? And it'll feel very different to the person because the bipolar person will definitely feel the peaks and wanes of the disorder. Okay, last couple of questions, you guys. We got to skedaddle. Valentina says, Katie, could you go over the process of grief? I had major losses in the past 2 years and I don't know what, thanks, Taryn. And I don't know what feelings about it are normal and what's not. Truthfully, all feelings are cool. Whatever you're going through, anger, sadness, frustration, random elation where you feel excited. Thanks, Sarah H. Somebody said I can't tell the difference. I don't know if Michelle, I don't know if you're talking about the bipolar thing. I can explain it more if you want. But okay. But grief is something that is going to be different for everybody. And I have a video on it. Watch my video on grief and grieving because I talk about it a little bit more. But we don't go through the 5 stages or whatever in order. They don't last a certain amount of time. We go back and forth. And still, even for me personally, years and years and years and years after my dad has passed away, I'll still cry about it sometimes when I stumble upon something that I forgot I had, or I think about him, or I wish that I could call, or any of those things can make you tear up or feel sad again or grieve again. And so the feelings of grief, honestly, the best way to work through it so that it doesn't continue to plague your life is to talk to somebody about it, get in therapy, group therapy, any of those things, and to allow yourself to feel. Thanks, Simply Jenna. Woo, woo. Because I think that we often just stuff it down. Thanks, Sarah H. We stuff them. And if we don't allow ourselves to feel it, it's just going to persist and it'll last longer. And I always feel like when we stuff things down, it's almost like not cleaning out a wound because we have a wound. We're hurt. And if we don't clean it out, if we don't put rubbing alcohol in it or hydrogen peroxide and put the Neosporin or whatever in the Band-Aid to heal it, it's just going to fester. It's just going to get more upset. It's going to turn into a bigger owie. And then later we're going to be forced to deal with it because it's infected. And so thanks, Sophie Joe. So I think that, letting yourself just feel it and process through it and talk to somebody about it is really the best way to go about it. And know that all the feelings you have, they're okay. Grief is different for everyone. And don't let anybody tell you how quickly you're supposed to get over it or what you're supposed to feel because they don't know because they're not you. Okay, Carly has a question.
Looks like you're going to do a giveaway. Oh,
we're close. We're close, Sophie Joe. Woo, 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 woo. What about dissociative amnesia caused by grief? I think that anytime we feel overwhelmed emotionally, it doesn't have to be just about grief, but it could, in this situation, it could be grief, because if we ever feel overwhelmed and we don't know how to deal with everything that's going on, dissociation is very common. And then, ooh, Tanel, I love the 4-leaf clover. Ooh, potato launcher, what a great name. I know Sophia, everybody, woo, woo, woo. I think we're gonna do a sushi giveaway.
I'm gonna mail you some sushi.
Ooh, you don't want to be mailed any sushi. So anyways, Carly, it's very normal because dissociation is a part of our body's ability. It's like when our body feels overwhelmed, it's the way it keeps us safe. It removes us emotionally from the situation. And so, oh, Sean's putting on the music. We hit 50K. Ring the cowbell. Ring the cowbell. Karen needs a turtle necklace. Woo, 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 you guys. Okay. But to finish Carly's question, it's very normal. Dissociations, when we feel maxed out, our brain is trying to keep us alive and keep us okay and help us survive it. And so it just pulls us out. And we forget, and we lose track of time, we forget what's happened, we forget whole days, and that just really means that we need to see a therapist like you're doing, because we need more tools in order to manage all that we're going through, okay? Woo, woo, you guys. Okay, for months at a time, yes, it can come and go, unless our emotional state gets better, it can only get worse, and dissociation can last a long time. You can come in and out of it quickly and not even know. not even realize that you've been in it that long. So yeah, it's very common. Yeah.
Also, if you don't get to all the questions today, obviously there's so many questions, but
Yeah.
I think some of you may not know. You can go to YouTube.
You can search on YouTube. If any of you are new or any of you are old and you have a bunch of questions and you didn't get it answered, or you wanted to guest and you're bummed because you have a question you really want to talk about, you can hop over to YouTube and type in Kati Morton and then type in a keyword. Anxiety, bipolar disorder, medication, I'm attached to my therapist, whatever your question is, you can find out the answer. Sorry, my hair is tickling me. You can find out the answer most likely. I have like over 800 and some videos now, so you got a lot of watching to do, a lot of catching up to do.
And it would help us out a lot if they go from here into the
Oh yeah, who is Dapper Rapper not in? Oh no, he's here.
He's here.
The Dapper Rapper's on.
No, but I was gonna say go into the playlist.
Oh, in the playlist, yeah, the playlist also. I know Tickle Hair, Amy. It's the truth. The struggle is real. Oh, perfect. Thanks, Lady Peters. Woo woo woo! You guys are the best. Okay, I love you all. Have a wonderful and safe St. Patty's Day. If you are going out, please do not drive. Please get a lift if you're gonna drink. Be safe crossing the street. I want all of my Kenyans to come back and be safe.
Take an Uber.
Oh yeah, you remember watching the old one? I know. Insert awkward grin.
Stay away from reindeer.
Of course, Brat the kitty cat. I hope that was helpful and keep us posted, okay? But be safe out there. Oh yes, the giveaway. Shit.
Oh, ooh, that was close.
That was a close one, but hold on, Sadie girl. We gotta give the necklace to someone. It's really cute though. Can y'all see it?
Who is getting the necklace? Oh my goodness.
Ooh la la. Ooh la la. Okay, you guys, today, so as always, we offer up a few options. I know, I'm sorry, Michelle, I'm a potty mouth.
Thank you for the birthday wishes, everyone.
Yeah, it's Sean's birthday.
Thank you.
Woo, woo, woo. Okay, so the turtle, just keep the box. Whoever gets this, don't get rid of the box. It's super cute and even has little eyes. And this is courtesy of Melinda. So thank you, Melinda. Okay, so I have a few votes. And I know you all have a few votes. So I think it could potentially be Alibi. She gave the helicopter, get to the chopper, if we all remember. We also, we have Karen wanting it. Does anybody else have anybody they want to vote in? Rockin' Emma J is here. Woo woo. Hey, Emma. Michelle gave us the other, the little unicorn that pops the balls out and the plush unicorn. Maybe we could, give this to Michelle, or maybe Melinda wants to keep the necklace. I don't know, because she really likes the turtles. Allison or Sheepishness? Okay, Sheepishness, turtle for Allison.
Oh, what's up, Rockin' MJ? Hey.
I know, Emma's here. What do we think? We think Allie or Sheepishness? Okay, Allie, we've got Allie. Sophie Joe. Allie. I think it's Allie. I think Allie wins. Allie, this turtle's coming your way. Enjoy it. I'll put he or she in the mail. And I think I already have your address, Allie, actually. Because Allie's a Patreon patron. Woo, woo. Oh, yeah. Okay, Melinda. Yeah, and I wear some jewelry, but yeah, very simple jewelry. This is actually a really simple, cute necklace. Now it's like QVC, Katie. Can you see it? It's beautiful. Allie, this is coming your way. I'll pop it in the mail. If I don't get it in the mail today before we go, I'll put it in on Monday when we get back. Whoop, whoop. Okay. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. It's finally Friday. Oh, Amy, Patreon. Does anybody want to tell Amy what Patreon is? It's a way to support creators. You can go over to patreon.com/Kati Morton and you can check it out. Thank you, everybody. I know. Can you see it? Can you see it? Thank you, guys.
Is that the official Kenyan flag?
It's the turtle flag. Okay, update us next time, Wade. So good to hang out with you all. Happy St. Patty's Day. Be safe out there. No driving. Careful crossing streets.
Call an Uber. Get a lift.
Yes. Okay.
Watch both ways before you cross the street.
I'll see you all soon. Bye.